Hello and welcome to Flory Models. Here we are on Friday the 29th of March 2018, and what an incredible week. Very busy week, going through loads of stuff, and I've got a load of building done, which is really nice as well. First of all, big thank you to everybody who joined us last night on the live show. Loads of fun and laughter and games and all the rest of it, and I even got a bit of primer on the Hunter. I've come to the conclusion it's useless me trying to do any work whatsoever because I'm hosting and clicking buttons. It needs to be sort of there to do all of that, so I don't get much time to this. So what I'm going to do is over the course of the weekend is get this painted. I'm going to record it all on the camera. I'll edit it together for you next week, and then on Tuesday hopefully you'll get all about painting this guy. And again, we're going to be using Hatakas in anger with it. I'm going to try it freehand camo. There's lots of firsts and things I haven't done with that particular paint, and everyone says it's brilliant and amazing, so I thought I'd have a go with it. I have to say, we were talking about primers, things like that. AK Extreme Primer every single time for me, because I had a few little problems, shall we say. Again, the great thing is you can just sand it, rescribe, re-rib it, reprime it within minutes, and that is the nice thing with it. So it's nice and straightforward and very easy. So anyway, that one's coming on nicely. As said, it will be a standalone. You can watch on that one. The other one, as you can probably see just down on here, we've started work on the metal work, so you can probably see down the back we've got the control rods. We've done the ones on top of the wings, we've done the ones on the lower wings. I don't know how well it's picking it up. Actually, we've got to close the camera. There we go. So you got one down there, you've got one up there, you can see the ones on the tail. So we're just popping all of these in at the moment, and then what we're going to do is over the weekend is get this little thing rigged up and ready to go. So lots of fun and games still to come with this one. Hopefully I'll have it completely finished by Monday, and then that one will be up with you as we make our way through next week. There'll be obviously the final parts onto that one, and then we'll be really getting into our stride, I suppose, with this little monster. Obviously something we've been working on now over the last few weeks, and I've spoken a lot about sanding and filling and sanding and filling and sanding and filling, and this is when it pays off, because what we've got down here now is actually pretty much what we're after. We've got some really nice joins that have now completely gone, are no longer with us. I've got to do a little bit more rescribing and sorting out on this one, but it's taking the time to make sure that the groundwork is right, and I think sometimes that's what's missing in this hobby, shall we say. Now, I'm not going to start on a Phil's rant before everyone starts turning off, but literally I do believe still that a lot of people complain about kits, that it doesn't go together and it's got fit issues and it's not right and it's unbuildable and all these different things, purely because they've lost the skill to literally make things fit, fill, sand, blend, rescribe, re-rivet, and then move on. And it was a skill that I think most of us who sort of cut our teeth doing this in the 60s and 70s learned very quickly, because if you wanted to turn out anything half decent, you needed that skill set. Unfortunately, I'm thinking it's not unfortunate, but let's just say we're spoiled. That Wing That Wings, classic example, Tamiya, Meng, Zukamori, you get these companies which are what I always call the AAA companies. These are the ones that, if they're going to knock out a kit, it's going to be lovely. They do make such good fit through CAD and various design, and I think just test fitting in general, that it's very rare you'll need any of the basic skills like sanding, filling, rescribing, re-riveting and stuff like that, because 9 times out of 10 you don't need it whatsoever, and if you do, it's in a very limited and very localized area. Whereas you're doing something on this, for instance, where we had the trouble on this side, if you look on this camera, we had a gap of like 1 mil. And it was that thing of like, how are we going to go around doing it? So we're going to stretch it, we're going to force it, we're going to fill it, we're going to sand it, we're going to rescribe it, and go through the motions of it. And now we're pretty good. We had a very similar thing going around the back here. We had a particularly nasty joint down in there, which you wouldn't ever dream of seeing with a Wing Nut Wings, a Tamiya kit, and all the other major manufacturers. But it's one of those ones where you look at it and it doesn't make it unbuildable. It doesn't make it actually any less a kit than any of the other ones we're talking about. It just needs a little bit more time. And as modelers, that's what I feel is our greatest asset, is that we spend the time to fix the problems and make and correct them, so then when we're in the latter stages of the build, like painting and all those good things like that, that those are no longer with us. And it's very quickly falls out of the way. So when you're building it, it might seem it's a pain. You've got to sand and fill like I did with this one, and literally that's what I've done all week. But now it's done, and I'm going back and we're looking for sink marks and we're looking for fit issues, and we're basically trying to troubleshoot all these problems, and there isn't any anymore. So what we are now is a AAA kit, so we can go together now and start putting everything in there. And yes, I know, for everyone shouts out, you've got to get the glass in. Yeah, I know that, and it's going to be the next headache. But again, if we take that same approach with it, we can then use filler and all the usual things to make the glass fit and work for us. Just because it doesn't drop in there in one and you just touch a tiny bit of glue, the capillary, and that's it, and we're done, and we walk away. If it's going to need a little bit of work, it's going to need a little bit of work, but that's what we're here for, being modelers. But it's nice in some ways to be forced almost to test your skills, and also to, you know, learn some new ones. Like for me personally, we spoke about sanders. I'm not just going to flog my own sanders in general, but learning how to use a sander correctly, learning how to get a sander to work for you, so you're using the right grits, for instance, because it's all too often just to use the fine grits. Sometimes you need a heavy grit. So I was hitting this thing with 120 grit, which is incredibly heavy, but that's how I took care of all the problem ones. Then we just quickly whipped in with the lighter grits and we're good to go. No heat was generated, so that means we didn't have any trouble with shrinkage, we didn't have any filler problems or anything else like that. And there you go, and that's it. And I maintain that sometimes I think a lot of the thing where people often, you hear they say, that's a terrible kit because it's got this. Is it a terrible kit, or do you just need to put a little bit more time into it? And don't forget, you know, this is the whole point of this hobby. If you wanted a quick hobby, go and do Lego. If you want a hobby where you sort of, you know, you can do a bit, you put it down, you watch some YouTube, you watch this, you do whatever, you come back, you enjoy it. It's part of the thing. And that's why it still maintains that it's a cheap hobby, because it might take you 6 months to build a kit. You know, that kit may be £100 kit, which is a lot of money, but not if it's over the case of 6 months. If you've got a hobby which you're just spending £100, £200 a year, that's a cheap hobby. I know lots more expensive ones. But anyway, I'm thoroughly enjoying it, I must admit. On coming off the back of doing the bear, I will always remember doing that kit, purely because it was such a the best way without sounding completely pathetic, it was such a delight to work on the kit and make it do what I wanted it to do. Instead of it just being that normal kit where you put it together and Tamiya are going to make you a fantastic kit, like on the Tomcat, this one, it was going to be a problem, but then I made it into a great kit by doing all the things I wanted it to be. So I was really happy the way it turned out. That's how it should be. Remember, like I always say, with this entire hobby, if you're happy with it, that's all that matters. Doesn't care what anybody else says, thinks, or does, whatever. If you're happy with your work, then that is it. So that is the thing about it, though. Do you want to go that far? Do you want to keep sanding and filling, or are you thinking that would be good enough, that will do? If you're happy with it, then it's fine, and nobody can actually, you know, say anything against your kit or anything against your work, because if you're happy with it, that's all that matters. Because remember, you're building for you and not for anybody else. Anyway, so loads of work with those. Got the secret project over there, which I'm hopefully going to do a little bit more work over the weekend. Part one of that, I think I'm going to give to you, or be up with you on Wednesday. You'll be able to see this one. It's a really interesting build. Some of you are going to go, is that it? And I know you're going to be a bit disappointed when you see what it is. I think other ones are going to be, wow, that's, yeah, I wasn't expecting that. So that is the point to it. But I've been working on it slightly in the background so I can get slightly ahead, because, you know, as you say, it'll make sense. Trust me, it will make sense at the end of the day. But again, I'm enjoying it. It's going to be a lot of fun. But as I say, I've taken quite a few shortcuts with this kit. But again, I'll explain all next week before I give too much away. Anyway, also, kit reviews. Got two up for you today, and I know what you're all thinking. He's got a Blackhawk. He's got a Blackhawk. Yes, this is Kitty Hawk's brand new. As far as I'm aware, I'm probably only the second person in the UK to touch one. Weird. Okay, but anyway, and the funny thing is, it's only been in the UK less now than probably 12 hours. That's the weird thing to it as well. But anyway, massive thanks for John, who dropped this around to me this morning. Said, do you want to review it? But I need it back very quick, so that's why I've had to do it today. Is Kitty Hawk's brand new tooled 1/35th scale Blackhawk. We know they're doing the entire family with these ones, and I must admit, I'm really looking forward to the Seahawk as I waffle on in the actual review. I'm not going to go too much into the details of this one, but that's just simply say that Kitty Hawk have nailed helicopters. After the slight problem with the Huey being a hybrid love child of like a D and an H and all things like that, the actual little bird, which isn't here anymore, it's gone, it's up at the store. But yeah, this particular one, I must admit, is a great second one from it. The little bird was a beautiful build, and you can watch it for free. I'll put the links down below if you're a non-member, but you can see all that one. The full video build is available as a freebie. The Blackhawk looks like it is exactly what we was hoping. It's got fantastic detail inside and out, and inside it's got tons of detail. It's got fully detailed engines, it's got fully detailed electronics bay in the nose, you name it, it's absolutely got it. It really is that good. It's a beautiful kit. It comes with everything, so you've got the pylons for it, all the weapons, the gals, the hellfires, the rocket pod, you name it, it's got everything for this actual kit. So all those things we were hoping this kit was going to be, it is. The surface detail on it is amazing. And do you know what? The best bit about this entire kit is it comes with all the crew. So not only do you get the pilot, the co-pilot, then you get obviously the flight engineer and the gunner, for things like that in there. You also get a couple of figures in there, but they're all in position. It's not like they're just generically, they're all in fighting positions and looking absolutely fantastic. And also the clear parts are probably the clearest I've ever seen on a helicopter in my life. It is like on another level of clearness for it. So we can only hope it goes together just as well as it looks. But we've been waiting for a Blackhawk that's fully detailed now for God knows, years. Let's face it, the Academy one, although it's a venerable kit, it's still an old kit. And I've had a few of those, and I've built a few of those in my time. This one, though, just takes it completely out of the ballpark. It looks to be absolutely fantastic. So hopefully I'm going to be building one really, really soon. As soon as the Seahawk's released, I'm going to build that one because I really want to do that particular one. I've done Blackhawks before, but I've never done a true Seahawk, an SH60, so I want to do that one. And then I'm hoping that they're going to bring out the Jayhawk as well, because I'd like to do a Coast Guard one. So definitely, you can imagine a few of these helicopters coming over from me in the next few years. But anyway, have a look at the review. It's quite a lengthy review. It's about half hour, but it's well worth having a look. Some of the things on there, the rotors as well. I won't go into detail, but the rotors are the finest rotors I've seen on any helicopter kit to date. They are absolutely amazing. So anyway, have a look at that one. That one is up now, links below as always. The other one I've got for you as well is the Lotus. This is the Type 49. It's the Ebro kit, 1/20th scale. Wow. I know I make a thing of it, takes me back. The plastic, the green plastic is horrible, take no notice of that. The rest of it is off the chart. It's like unbelievably gorgeous. The back end of it is amazing. Just looking at the box art, I'm just like, not being funny, look at that. That is absolutely stunning. The engine detail in this one and all the parts. And to be honest, I've only ever built one Ebro kit, you know, so I can't go shouting too much about them. But that Ebro kit is absolutely gorgeous. It is just on a par from when I did the H-Van. It's very simple. There isn't many parts, but they are all beautifully done. And the chrome parts on that and the chrome plating, I think is the finest I've seen on any kit to date. And it makes full use of that entire back end with it and everything else like that. You are going to need a Molotov chrome pen, by the way, to do it, because obviously it's all on sprues. But again, it'd be a worthy investment. It looks to be a beautiful, beautiful kit. And if I wasn't snowed under, I'd be building that one straight away. I've got a couple of other reviews coming up for you any second as well. They're going to be up probably Monday, Tuesday next week. We've got this one, so we've got the brand new. This is the new six-bladed Little Bird, or the AH6 or MH6. This one comes with the figures as well now as well. So if you wanted, this one here is actually not going to go with that particular one, because this is more of the Blackhawk down eras. They've done this one. This one is now the later version. So that is the modern one with a six-bladed top. And although they don't show it, it's got that crisscross tail business. It's not 90 degrees, it's like 45 to itself, but they haven't actually showed it. But it does come with all the crew. And you've actually got a situation where, let me just show you. There we go. So you get a guy who's carrying a wounded soldier back to the helicopter as well. So not only do you get the pilot, you get the co-pilot, you get a couple of crew around on there as well. So anyway, that will be up with you. Got to try and balance that on there now. Oh, it's gone a lot easier. That will be up with you early next week. Again, I've got to get all these done because, to be honest, John wants them back. And also the brand new RF5 Tiger. This is obviously the reconnaissance bird. It's the same as the other one, apart from you get a new front end, so with all the glass work and the various things in there, but generally the kit is the same right the way through. But I will do a review of that one. Plus, on top of that, I've still got to do it. I've got the Tomcat down there, and we've got the Eurofighter as well, so we've got loads of different stuff coming along with you very, very soon. Anyway, as it is on the Friday, I thought we'd have a look around the usual suspects and everything else. Don't forget, if you want to find anything on the actual store, the day business, just go to the vlog. just pop yourself in here. Obviously I haven't updated it today, but you get all the things in here. But if you want to see them, if you want to watch any of the live stuff, things like that, it is all free to watch as always, just down in there. You can catch them there. And then obviously the video builds are all in here, which won't be able to watch apart from this one. And this is for the MH6. Click on the MH6 and you've actually got it down in here. So you can actually see the full video build for free is for you down in there like that. And obviously you can look at any of the pictures and photos and all the rest of it in glorious Technicolor, as I call it, just down in here. All right, so if you want to see anything about that build or get an idea of what we actually do here, then this is definitely where you want to go. All right, so you can see all about it down in this area. Right, okay, so other things we got going on in the forum. Okay, so obviously we've got the various things in there just to have a look in the usual suspect areas. So down in the actual group builds, I've got to find my group builds, here we go. Obviously we've got the Easter one going on at the moment. Don't forget, you've actually now got, what, 23 days, is it, I think, on that one until Easter falls. So that one, so if any of your Easter egg builds are going to go just down in there. Group build one for On Your Marks, which to be honest, that would make a great you know, entry into that particular build if you are thinking about it. So let's just have a quick look-see in here. So we've got Chris has finished off, I can't play videos guys, you know the problems, a fantastic diorama. So not only have we got the actual escort, but we've got the transit in as well. Absolutely stunning work on that one. That is absolutely fantastic. Love it. It's absolutely great to when you sort of do a diorama using multiple things. So it's all just what we were talking about, but it's got the figures with it as well. It is absolutely stunning, very nice. And again, taking it in daylight, out on the lawn, best way for it, you see. Natural light, can't go wrong with it. But again, really nice, little bit of history as well as a diorama there. The golden age of rallying. Again, with the actual cans in there, all the areas well worthy, and a great base as well. I love doing those bases, just use the pitch frames. Flip it and use it. Fantastic. And there we go, back in the studio photographs. Well worth a good look around this one, as you can see. Very nicely done. Great, all the way through. Well done on that one, Chris. That one is an absolute beauty. And I think that's it. That's the only sort of latest one we've got in with that one at the moment. I think the rest of them we have all seen. All right. Other things as well. We've got the NATO SIG going on at the moment. I don't think we've got anything revealed in here, apart from perhaps we've got the Hasegawa Hornet has been done now. Did we see this one last week? I think we may have done, because if not, I've looked at it. I can't remember. Never mind. We'll show it again, because it was that good. So Richie's just finished off the actual Aggressor VFC, which is the Saints, I do believe. Hornet. It's the old Legacy Hornet, which is the B. Fantastic, very nice. Some worky pictures and all the rest of it. Looking very good. Is that a crack canopy? Did I miss that in the thing? You'd never know. Don't worry about it if it was. But really nice seeing it with the Tomcat as well. Very nice. Got a couple of aggressors going on there. But speaking of aggressors, don't forget I've got an aggressor coming along within the next couple of months. I'm getting on a roll at the moment, so we've got some more aggressor stuff coming very, very soon. What else have we got? I think that's all good now. We are all in there with all the rest of it. I think we've got them all in. But anyway, that's the NATO one that's going on at the moment. You can obviously get full details down in these as always right the way through on these. All right, so you can get just on with those. Again, thank you for all the comments and the feedback on the forum and everything else. Again, we've got some great things going down in there. Just a quick recap. Remember, if you want to sort of see anything, announcements, things like that, that is all up in the announcement section. And then obviously the big ones we need to look out for. The vlogs, the daily vlogs are all just down in here. Any of the live stuff that we do is just down in here. The video builds, you can have a look in here. And this is where you'll find Steve's. Steve, hint, hint, I still need photos so I can put you out on the main one. But this is Steve's Raiden build that he's got going on at the moment. It's a full video build as well. He's done an amazing job. Got part 4 of this will be up with you on Monday. Okay, but you can see Steve's build just down in there, just like that. So as soon as he's got some photos, I'll get it out to the main site as well. But I do need some photos. But anyway, that's in the video builds area just down in here. And obviously they're all down in there. So you've got Steve's build there, we've got the Wessex, which I'm building obviously at the moment, and the Wing That Wins, and then all the other ones coming in here. One of the questions has been asked where some of the guys were asking about some of the older videos, are they going to come back? Because obviously you might know I retired around about 40 of them, the really old cringy ones. They are still available, they are still on the old site, you can go off and see them there. Links are in this area here, so it's just purely for members on this one. You've got them in here. Okay, just click at the top. Okay, you got the full builds menu. If you go to classic builds, it will take you to the old site. Okay, so down in the old site, you've got all these classical ones down in here, which are still here and they are still watchable. Obviously, you know, we didn't bring some of them forward for the obvious reasons. A bit like the P40 has been done before. The Canberra, we spoke about this one actually. You can see down in here. They are all still there, it's just that they are tucked away now just to the history notes, footnotes of history now, just down on the old site, but they are there. Again, just click in there and you can go and find those straight away. As it is obviously Friday, we've got to have a look around our sponsors. Which is my way of saying me and Matt's store. So obviously this is the PM store. If you've never been to it before, please go to pmmodelsuk.com. Okay, it looks something like this when you arrive. Okay, just like that. And actually one of these has got a thing in. Is it that one? No, it's not that one, sorry. One of them's got a thing in here as well. Is it gallery? There you go, gallery. You can actually watch the little bird video in there as well, if I do believe, right? Something in there with it. Yeah, the videos are in there as well, so if you want to catch it in there. We are going to develop this store a lot more. Now I've got a bit more time on my hands, so I'll get back to doing a lot more in the actual PM store to make it a little bit more interactive and tie it in a little bit with the Flory models line as well. A couple of big things to mention. Obviously Hataka lacquer thinners have been a bit of a bugbear because we keep stripping out our supply just as fast as they get them in, but we have them back in stock. So the thinners are back in. We've got a lot of it at the moment, but again, it does tend to go out. We've stripped out our supply again, so yeah, grab it whilst you can, but it is back in stock. You can see that just there now. Okay, the other thing as well, obviously new arrivals. You probably saw some of these obviously on the live show, things like that. We've got the polar lights. You could have had it for a lot cheaper, admittedly. You've got to pay full price now. We've got down in here the Klingon ship from Star Trek, which we worked out because it's even got it in the background. That's Voyager when it was firing it out. See, I knew it. Anyway, that is there, $125.99. I must admit, I am so tempted. I am literally tempted. It's amazing when you're tempted to buy your own gear. Anyway, Space 1999, you might remember this. I've done a review of it back in the deepest past and it went back out. Anyway, oh sorry, no picture for some reason. $135.99 for the Monster 22-inch version, or you can have the baby version for a much more reasonable $31.99 as well. Alright, so that is in stock. We got the wagon, we've got the Tempests in, we've got the Ford GT, I did the review last week. We've got various other things coming in right the way through, as you might imagine. And then just generally, we've had restocks and re-things in of a lot of the manufacturers this week. We've had lots of deliveries coming in. The Ebro, I'm hoping the type, there it is. That's the Lotus that I've just reviewed now. So obviously the review is up on there. So that is up for $49.99 as well. I highly recommend it. It's an absolutely gorgeous kit, as you might imagine. So we've got the Ebro kits in there just like that. And obviously we've had restocks, major restocks of pretty much everybody around on this one. Okay, so we've got lots of new stuff that's come in down on there. So if you want to grab any of usual bargains, they are just down in there, as always. And that is about it. So plan for me this weekend, because actually I'm working, is to really push on. We're going to get the Wing Nut Wings one pretty much all done, get all the rigging work done on that one, so that'll be absolutely fantastic and push through, clears us through, and then we can get on with the Wessex. And obviously we're going to be working on the Hunter and the mystery build, which you guys will then start to see that one making its way along this week. So a big thank you to everybody who joined us this week. As always, I'm going to leave you with some of your great work that you finished, and I'll see you on Monday. So happy modelling and take care.
Falling like I'm wasted.